What's up, guys? My name is Examply. I'm playing some Call of Duty Ghosts on the map Sovereign. I'm using the Bison as an SMG. It's incredibly powerful. So I'm playing this map, and I have a really big problem on this map with actually kind of, I guess you can either say camping, although I feel like camping is more of like holding off one room of a building, but most of the time I like completely just stay in that building. Like, I usually don't go out because I feel like I am way too open in the rest of the map, and so usually with the close corners and with using the SMG, you can do pretty good in the close quarters. That or use a shotgun, which is always a good thing to use. But the thing that I have a really bad problem with close quarters is that I don't knife. I kind of gave up on knifing whenever I did. The other guy would knife me back, or he'd shoot me first, or something like that. So I usually never knife. I don't even think to knife. I think it's B on my controller, or I use I think because I use tactical. If tactical is B, I forget. But as you see here, I kind of leave that building. I try to do the Halo jump because I always die by it, but there's never anyone there when I do it, so it's usually a wasted tactic, but one that works nevertheless. As you can see, this gun is just tears people apart. It's so fast of a killer. If you can get like a bullet or two up in their chest area or above that, like in the head, then you've probably won the fight. A lot of times like this happens where people just kind of sit in that room and you can just wander around and kill them, so it's pretty easy. Unfortunately, I don't check corners very well, so if there was like a guy standing in a corner, I just run past him, which I think that might happen in this video, but it's just a really bad thing I have. Like, that guy there didn't knife me, which he probably should have, because I was right there and I wasn't even aiming at him. But like, things like that happen where I just am mostly oblivious to things like that, and I have no way of stopping it. Unfortunately, I've played most of me playing Call of Duty. I play on a lower sensitivity. I think it's 3 or 4, which is quite low for a lot of the players. Most people play on a like 7, 8, 9. It's so hard for me. Actually, if it goes to a higher sensitivity, so it's much higher than that. But I can never play on that high. I felt like I was just always spinning around, and I was never actually killing them. It's fun when you play with friends when you're like using snipers only, and it's fun to do that. But I can never do it on a normal team deathmatch or a search and destroy game. I'd get destroyed every single time. At one point, I used to play at a 7, but it was it kind of just, I lowered it and lowered it until I was back at like a 3. And unfortunately, for a 3, it's pretty easy because you can stay quite still while you're attacking. But like, that guy was easily able to turn around and run behind me, and there was no problem with that at all. And so I feel like a lot of times I just, I don't get as lucky, or I can't kill people as much. So definitely a faster sensitivity is really necessary when you're playing Call of Duty and Battlefield and even Halo. I feel like I play on a higher sensitivity on Halo just because it's easier to kill the person, so you have more of a chance. Even if you miss a shot, a lot of times the other person will too, and it's easier to kill them. So I get the briefcase, the operations, I think is what it's called. But unfortunately, I can never get them. I always try, but I never get them, or I never even look at them correctly. I should not have ran across that bridge, especially when I knew that they were all there. I usually pick my fights pretty well, but sometimes it's just like I feel like I'm missing something and I die. Like there, I'm not checking corners or anything. I had no clue that guy was there. You could probably even see his gun, but it just didn't occur to me to check. And it's usually the problem I have, is that I'm just I'm not checking the corners, and I'm usually just dying because I don't even know where I'm looking half the time. So for some reason I start running, I get a little bit more courageous and run around. Usually I don't. I never really liked this map at first until I got to start playing it and realize, you know, a lot of people gravitate towards that middle building, and once I started to, it got much better of a game. You know, it was just much more fun for me to play, especially because you can just walk around and shoot them like that. I usually have a really bad time with aiming. I never do. I usually spray, but then I end up dying because of it, and then I vow to myself that I'll start aiming from now on, and then it just goes back to my old ways. So it's usually just a bad thing, or I get caught sprinting and I die. So it's usually something along that I have a problem with. I actually get a hit marker through that guy, which was pretty cool. But anyways, this is the end of my commentary. If you enjoyed, a like would be awesome. Thanks, and then just